each piece, it's probably, we're gonna touch it 10 to 15 times before it's fully finished. Basically checking on it as if you had a newborn in the studio.
When you think pottery, you see all those finished pieces, but when you make the pottery, all you see is just the wet stuff and the dry stuff. And since we sell them pretty quick, we don't see them as often. So it's kind of an interesting thing now. For me, pottery now is just a wet or drying piece of work.
One Christmas, Jerome got me an intro to pottery wheel, and it blew my mind.
We just bought that wheel, put it in a corner in our apartment.
And so it started becoming like just night and weekend, the two of us like taking turn on the wheel and just like experimenting.
And I guess that's where it started, but we didn't know it yet back then. And then we moved upstate, and that's where we started L'Impatience for real, out of a spare bedroom we had. And it was like a 10 by 10 room, 12 by 12 maybe.
New York is great, but we couldn't stand just the craziness of the city. And at the time I was also pregnant.
That's when we started to look for a real space.
So moving up here was also the solution to be able to like expand our work in pottery. We didn't think that it would become a full-time job at first, but quickly turned into one.
It was intimidating at first because we didn't know anybody here. But what's funny is we've met a lot of other makers, and actually Fuel and Supply has been great at blending us all together and meeting all the makers.
We met so many different types of clients as well that have brought us like different projects and different collaborations, from interior designers to chefs. So it has given us like wide range of avenues where we can distribute our work.
At L'Impatience, we've been doing mostly functional wear so far, like vases, plates, mugs. And I think in the future we want to expand to more art work that's less functional, more like exhibition work.
The way we make our pieces is that we color the clay directly. It's a very labor-intensive process because basically we mix in ceramic pigments directly in the clay before throwing it.
My favorite part of the process in pottery would be the throwing on the wheel. It's not a canvas, but it's where you shape. It's where you can imagine things and, make.
Even though we repeat the same movements all the time, you're never sure that a piece is going to come out exactly the same way, because it's all about chemistry in pottery. So you constantly have to check on it and just be ready to adjust.
It's kind of crazy how you can make anything. So anything can be beautiful.
We're able to keep the clay raw, so we only glaze the inside of pieces with a clear, transparent glaze, so it can create like a nice contrast in between like the shiny, glossy glaze inside and the raw aspect of the clay. So we love that matte finish and the fact that it's like all just clay.